Hey, good morning. And at the shop today, we're going to take care of a Dell XPS battery. So we had a customer come in and check this out. It's swollen and she doesn't know what's wrong. The trackpad is actually coming up. So what happens is there's a lithium ion battery in here, and the lithium ion batteries can swell. And when that happens, you want to stop using your laptop and you want to get it replaced. Why does a lithium ion battery swell? Mainly because of age. And what can happen is it can do from overcharging, from high temperatures, just there's a lot of reasons, but there's a chemical reaction that happens inside and the battery starts to swell. It'll continue to work, but it can cause problems, and so you want to get it taken care of. So what we'll do is open this up, and as I open this up, you could, right now, it's got screws all the way across and it's sealed, but I'm gonna turn it this way. As I release the pressure off of this is really interesting. I'm gonna take these screws out. The laptop back will actually rise up, and which is further proof that this thing needs to be replaced. As you can see already, it's starting to, there's a gap there, it's starting to open up, and so that pressure is just starting to expand. Now, one time we were doing this and we were pulling batteries out of laptops, and what happened was we were just pulling batteries out and putting them in a container, and I guess we threw it in the container a little too hard, and it started smoking like a smoke bomb, and it started doing what's called a thermal event. Our whole shop was filled up with smoke, and we had to take it outside. So stage one is of the thermal event is the smoke, and then after that it starts to get hotter and hotter, and it could eventually catch on fire. We had to actually just run it out to the parking lot, and then it sort of like popped a hole in the middle, again like a smoke bomb, and it opened up. All right, we've got the back undone, so I'm going to lift this off, and two screws underneath of there. Let's get that real quick. Take these out. Oh, and as I take these out, I can feel the pressure come up even more. Isn't that nice? Dell put a little fancy XPS plate on there. All right. Now let's see what we got. All right, we lift that up. Oh yeah, look at this right here. See this padding? I mean, not padding, but like a pillow effect. This is what it should look like, and this is what it's doing. Over here, I got a new battery. And incidentally, when you buy a battery on Amazon, check the reviews, make sure they got good reviews, and they always come with a couple little screwdrivers and a little tool to open it up. In this case, I didn't need that. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. Oh, here's the new battery by Pants. And the new battery you can see is, well, that's interesting. Okay, so a little surprise. This battery has 3 cells. This battery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells, which is more powerful. And I thought at first it wasn't going to fit, but it's actually going to be a much bigger battery. But I can take this little hard drive holder out, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is the first time that I have replaced a smaller battery with a larger battery. Usually I get the exact same size. Nothing wrong with that. It'll just give the laptop more, not more power, but it'll give it more charge before it runs down. It's actually pretty cool. It was probably in the description of Amazon. I just didn't pay attention to it. So this typically is the spacer that you can take out, which opens up more space for the battery. And let's take this one, a couple screws here, and you'll notice once we put the new battery in, the trackpad will start working again. Oh yeah, as I take these screws out, the swelling is getting bigger and bigger because it's releasing the pressure. All right, there's the battery. As you can see, you can look at the size, look at the difference. Look how thick that is. That's almost a ½ inch. And look at that, that's a ¼ inch. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to stab this. If you stab that, you could cause a fire. So, not that you would do that, I just thought I would mention it. All right, we're gonna pull this connector out. All right, there's the old battery. And we're gonna put the new in. We'll line that up. And I always sort of like put the connector on first before I put the battery down in there because it gives you better grip, better maneuverability. All right, we're gonna put that in there like so. All right, squeeze that in, and then we're gonna lay this battery right in place. and it should, it does. It goes in, and let's put these screws back in. Now something else I just noticed also is this fan. Josh, if you can zoom in on that fan a little bit, look how filthy that is right there. So what's happening is this laptop's got some age on it, and it has been doing what normal fans do. They suck dirt in and blow dirt out, and it gets caught in the fan. So that could have contributed to this. Who knows? If the fan can't cool properly, if the fan can't cool properly, then the laptop gets hot. And just real quick little side note, if you're curious how a laptop fan cools the system, what happens is, real quick, I'll show you a tour. These are the two cooling fans, okay? Underneath here are the processor chips. One is the graphics processor and the other is the central processing unit, the CPU. They get very, very hot, and this is copper. Copper is one of the best conductors out there. So this will get hot, the heat will flow out to the outside, and then the fan blows over top of it and cools it. So natural occurring copper will make it dissipate out this way, and then the fan will blow this way. And that's how the laptop cools. So I'm gonna take a second and I'm gonna blow these fans out. I'm gonna go outside and blow these fans out and come back in, and then we'll finish putting the cover back on it. Let me explain, I didn't really explain well enough on the difference in battery size. This is a 56 watt hour battery, and what I replaced it with was a 97 watt hour battery. Okay, so I sort of just jumped there and said I'm going from a smaller battery to a newer battery. And then this laptop is designed to take the larger battery, and it's got the spacer, which we took out. So that's the deal with that. That's why we went from a smaller battery to a larger battery. All right, so we're outside. We're gonna blow out these fans, and I got a can of compressed air. Normally I use a electric air compressor, but this is just a quick little job, so we're gonna use a can of compressed air from Office Depot. You want to make sure you get back up inside here, the vent, and let's do the other side. Look at all that. Okay, let's go back inside and put the cover back on it. Last step is to put the back cover on and we'll be good to go. Before I put the screws in, let's turn this over. I'm going to show you, just make sure that the trackpad is good. And sure enough, look how smooth that is across there. And we've got the tactical feel. And so the swelling of the battery was definitely what was causing the problem with the trackpad. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if there's a charge in the new battery that came in. Usually the batteries coming in have a little bit of a charge, so that's kind of cool. And oh, there we have it. We come up, and what I normally do is just clean this screen a little bit. Get a little glass cleaner, and this is a soft paper towel. It doesn't scratch. I know a lot of people have different opinions on what to use for the glass, but these are soft paper towels. And there we have it. Came up, we're good to go. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Check us out on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. WeFixStupidComputers.com is our website. Subscribe to our newsletter. And if you have any questions, just send us an email at help@WeFixStupidComputers.com.